Hey guys, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Resolve. In the last episode, we took on a case. It's not a murder case yet, but Miss Widgel, I always say Miss, it's Mrs. Widgel, who has lost her husband. And Mr. Sholmes was actually given the case, but, well, he was too ashamed because of his red hair to go outside. That is why we are now here at Barclay Prison at the governor's office, and we are supposed to talk to the governor. So let's just do that. It's the 1st November at Barclay Prison governor's office.
This place is full of hardened criminals. I cannot remember the last time a civilian was down here. And you didn't want to talk to an inmate, but to me? Do you ken who I am? I'm the governor, Mr Caidin, huh?
Oh, yes, it's a pleasure. I'm Rinos Ganaruado, defense lawyer.
And at least did I say? Does that mean?
Yes, I'm a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan.
Japan? Did you say Japan?
Yes?
Well, there's no any of your kind in here, laddie. Maybe you should try the prison next door, huh?
I didn't notice another prison next door, sir. Anyway, we came to ask you some questions about...
I don't like to be so direct, but... I've no intention of speaking or will like to use suspicious looking Easterners. Now get out of my hair.
So as soon as he finds out that we're from Japan, he reacts like this. That surely means... I think it's because of the professor case. You think so too? 10 years ago, Genshin Asugi, also known as the Professor, was incarcerated at this prison. And then, after his execution, he apparently re-emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison.
I might have known! You're sniffing around about the case, aren't you? Your agents are part of the Professor's great web, no doubt.
No, not at all, we just...
Go where? Before I punch your legs out.
We're going. Clearly ghost of that killer still haunts this place. We're not going to get anywhere here, unless we can somehow prove to this man that there's nothing suspicious about us. Governor Caidin? What are you thinking, Mr. Sato? I feel sure the name came up in conversation recently somewhere. I was wondering if whoever mentioned him might have some ideas to help us. Come to think of it, I have the same feeling. So we can't converse with him, we won't...
I say get out!
So we can't converse with him, and I bet we can't examine... we can't examine the place either. Can we present? Yes, we can. Let's try that. Governor Caidin, could I at least show you this? How many times can one man turn his back on you in a single conversation? Okay, so we can't even show him anything. So that means we are supposed to go somewhere, but I can't remember. Just a second, the court records. Governor Caidin, huh? Governor Caidin, now he's here. The governor of Barclay Prison. It seems he was good friends with Professor Mikotoba during the Japanese man's time in Britain as a visiting student. Aha! Now we know where to go. To the hotel. There's Professor Mikotoba. And we have to... Oops. Yeah, no, we had that already. We're just gonna skip across because I was sure that I pushed the arrow here, but apparently I didn't. Okay, so let's talk to Professor Mikotoba. That's Professor Mikotoba over there.
Oh, hello you two. I was just taking a moment to catch up on the world now that I'm unpacked.
But where's Judge Jigoku?
Yes, he's not the relaxing sort. He's taken himself off to pay his respects to all the legal bigwigs.
Having only just arrived in the country today? Goodness, he's full of energy. Professor, you mentioned something before about how you'd known the prison governor at Barclay Prison.
Oh, Governor Caidin, you mean?
So it is the same man.
Father, we must speak with the governor. But he refused to talk to us. He said we were suspicious Easterners.
Well, I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a very different story.
Oh, would you? That would be wonderful if you have time now.
Sadly, as you can see, I'm very busy at the moment.
You're reading the newspaper. Busy drinking coffee on a comfortable settee?
Now, I have rather a lot to prepare for tomorrow, you know.
Oh, sorry. I didn't say that out loud, did I? You Mikotowas are alarmingly good at reading people's thoughts.
Or could it be that you not those are alarmingly bad at hiding your thoughts?
Let's not fall out now. I have an idea.
Oh, he's scribbling something. What's he writing on the piece of paper?
Here's a letter of introduction for you. Hopefully, when he sees my name, he'll change his tune.
Oh, thank you. The letter of introduction has been entered into the court record. Letter of introduction, a note of introduction on our behalf from Professor Mikotoba to Governor Caidin. Hopefully now he'll be willing to talk to us.
Good luck then.
Okay, we can't talk to him anymore. Just a second, because I haven't tried to figure out barricading. Ah, because he's barricading like a barricade. Ah, okay. Okay, I get it. Barricaded, like being a barricade. Okay. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So let's have a look at the letter of introduction. Professor Mikotoba has wonderful handwriting, doesn't he? This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. Is it just me, or does that make me sound extremely untrustworthy?
I do wish he'd at least called you a nice young man.
I'm really not sure that would help. Alright, anything else about this? A Blackbird line. Oh, okay, that's his ticket.
Oh, it looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket. The SS Grouse, first class cabin 001. Yokohama departure 11th September, London arrival 1st November.
Oh, that's the boat that Professor Mikotoba and George Jigoku came on from Japan, isn't it?
Yes, I think it called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night before finally arriving in Dover.
To think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on this SS Boria. It seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think?
Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary.
And I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Oh, well, how strange. Where could it have gone?
Oh, you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruto.
Did I imagine it, or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh? The details of the letter of introduction have been updated in the court record. And now, note of Mikotoba, blah blah blah. It's written on the back of a ticket for passage on a steamship. Ha 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 ha, guys. Well, being thorough paid off. We already have that going for us. I have no clue what it means, but we have that going for us already. That is great. But now, let's go back and present the letter of introduction. If you just cast your eyes over this, Governor Caidin.
What's this then? You can't pull the hula on my eyes. You're good for nothing, Japanese student. Mikotoba? That young jock from the forensics laboratory. That Mikotoba?
Yes, exactly him.
Oh dear, perhaps I should have said something sooner. I'm Eugene Mikotoba's daughter, Susato.
Jings, you're the young man's daughter? And you did not think to mention that before.
I do apologize.
Oh, well, you'd best take a seat then. Can I offer you a cup of tea, perhaps? And didn't forget to try on one of these wee handcuff biscuits.
Your father's influence is nothing short of amazing.
I'm bitterly regretting not announcing who I was from the outset now.
So then, what can I do for you, Hen?
Well, we're currently investigating a case.
It's one of your warders, you see. He's gone missing.
Missing?
That's right. Sorry.
That's right. It's surely been reported to you as well, being the prison governor.
I have not heard nothing of the sort. There's no missing person in my prison.
Oh,
But how can that be?
it's Mr. Daily Vigil, your chief warden.
Oh, Widgel?
That's right. His wife came to us and asked us to investigate his disappearance. Let's skip the part about him only going missing yesterday for now. Clearly that means something to him.
Would you be so kind as to tell us what you know, sir?
Aye, of course.
Well, before we do that, we're gonna check out his office first. This clock is very strange. This grandfather clock is...
It's fitted with a terrifying blade that keeps dropping down.
It's model on the guillotine, a French execution device. You might have heard of it. And yes, before you ask, it can't chop.
Heads off, you mean?
Harvest no, carrots and parsnips and so forth.
Oh,
If you place a large card at the bottom there in the morning, but even it'll have been calculated too.
well, the blade must have an almost indescribable edge on it then.
Indescribable. Okay. Let's check out this wall first. The deer has been staring at me for a while now.
It has?
The poor thing can't fit through the small hole in the wall, but it can't get its head back out again now either. It's giving me a woeful, imploring look.
It's not real, Mr. Naruto. It's stuffed.
What? I mean, yes, of course it is. For a moment, I thought it was another assassin sneaking in via the ventilator.
I don't like to say, but I think perhaps you need to reread the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes.
Yeah, this is a little recap on the second case on the SS Borea, which was where we were a stowaway in the first game. Let's have a look at the cabinet. That's a very large cabinet full of papers, isn't it? It's labeled Inmate Register, look. And all the files are in alphabetical order.
That's 50 years worth of records of Barclay's inmates. Whether or not they'd been left alive after serving their time. All the details about the crimes they committed are recorded in there, like an epitaph you might say.
A record of crimes and punishments. How dispiriting.
And yet, this man seems to be enjoying tea and biscuits as he talks about. Okay, so we had that already.
I suppose these are all the former governors of Barclay Prison, are they?
Either that or former inmates who the governor has sent to the gallows.
Oh dear, they all have such severe expressions. I really couldn't deny either possibility.
Especially the one on the extreme right. His expression goes beyond severe into a whole new territory.
That one's me.
Oh! I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Is it a prerequisite of the job, perhaps, having a severe expression, I mean?
Of course I said it's not, although it is taken into consideration.
A lot. Alright, what about the parrot here? I'd never expected to find a parrot in a prison. It must be the governor's pet.
Given where we are, it's hard not to see the poor creature as a prisoner.
Lemmy, did I kill me?
Ah! Has the bird learned to mimic the plaintive cries of the inmates in the cells?
Oh no, he was one of the three siblings, you see. And he still calls out the names of his two brothers like that all the time.
Right.
Lemmy, did I kill me?
I hear, laddie. You are your dinner. Didn't I do it?
Didn't I do it? Didn't I do it? Oh, okay. This also reminds me a little bit of the parrot in the Wait a second, is it the first or the second game? No, it's the first. No, it's not the first game. Is it the first game where we have to defend Miles Edgeworth with a gold leg and stuff? And there's also a parrot that we have to examine at some point, which was hilarious at the time being. An axe, a hunting rifle, and 4 pairs of handcuffs. That's a daunting collection.
Oh, there's a story behind every one of those.
You mean the rifle was a famous killer's murder weapon, and the axe was wielded by an infamous executioner? And the handcuffs were once used to immobilize a fierce 4-legged beast when it was arrested?
I think you're in the realms of fantasy now, Mr. Naruto.
Not those kind of stories, Jimmy. That axe was the one I used to chop down the cherry tree at my house. Mrs. Caidin wasn't my best place.
Huh.
And the cops on the left are the ones I caught my first burglar with back when I was a bobby.
The stories were a little different to those you imagined, I think, weren't they?
Yes, to my relief, and in some small way, my disappointment. That's all though, right? Okay, we checked out everything. There's a book here, but we can't check that out. So we checked out everything. Time to present stuff first. Sorry guys, we just have to do it, you know me.
What's that there then?
It's actually the sign of a Japanese defense lawyer.
Well, if you have to wear something like that to prove who you are, perhaps I should wear these handcuffs, huh?
I think maybe they're more of a sign of the people you catch than you yourself.
Aye, that's true. Oh, you got me there, Hen.
They're not actually a sign of anything, are they? What about the newspaper? Do you have something to say about this? Governor Caidin, would you have a look at this?
Oh, would you rather have a wee handcuff biscuit?
No thanks. I'd rather you just cast your eyes over this.
Or maybe you prefer real handcuffs, huh?
No, neither for me, please. Lovely offers, though. Okay, nothing of the sort. But you sure have something to say about Mr. Vigil, right? Governor Caidin, no, he doesn't. So we're gonna skip. And what happens if we show him the letter once again?
Well, how about that? A friend of me cut about turning up after all these years. That is way bad, even.
My father speaks highly of you, sir.
You can. I can see the resemblance now.
Oh,
Oh, especially around your eyes. You look dead like him.
what an interesting observation.
Not the delighted reaction from Susato-san that he might have been expecting. Alright, we have that too, so finally time to converse. Chief Warder Vigil. We understand that Mr. Vigil is the Chief Warder here at the prison.
Aye, that he was. Strong sense of responsibility and dedicated to the job, no doubt about it. He was a fine warder.
Sorry, did you say was? Yeah, why do you speak in past tense?
Oh, he does not work here no more. He left the job.
Oh my!
When was this exactly?
There's a question. Where was he to boot? Or can't it have been much less than 10 years ago now?
What?
10 years ago? He stopped working here 10 years ago?
Aye, as I mind it, you can. I have not heard the foul name in all that time. It's a worth has gone missing though.
But Mr. Vigil had made no mention of it, Mrs. Vigil.
I think perhaps, Mr. Naruto, that his wife simply doesn't know. I think she's unaware that he no longer works here.
Governor Caidin, can you tell us what happened? Why did Mr. Vigil give up his job here?
That's important, is it?
Yes, I believe it may be.
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruto?
A can't help wondering, given that it was 10 years ago.
Oh,
Which was exactly when the professor was being held at this prison. 10 years ago.
so Mr. Widget actually resigned from the position of chief warden 10 years ago? You're telling us? What happened to make him leave the job?
In actual fact, he did not leave the job willingly. He had no choice in the matter.
You mean he was dismissed?
It was after a particular walk.
Sorry, a walk?
Aye, that's all word for it in here. A walk to the gallows.
An execution?
It's the job of the chief warden to prepare the gallows tree and oversee any executions, you see. Only, Widgel did something unthinkable on the last walk he was manning.
What did he do?
I'm sorry, but can I reveal that information? But I can tell you that it's very rare for a chief warden to be relieved of his post.
But why would Mrs. Widgel know about it? She appears to be... Oh, sorry guys, I had to sneeze. Oh, sorry. Oh, so I'm really sorry. She appears to be under the impression that her husband still works here.
I wouldn't care anything about that, I'm afraid.
Can you perhaps answer one more question?
Oh, guys, sorry. I don't know what's going on, but I felt like I had to sneeze again, but it's gone now.
Can you perhaps answer one more question about the circumstances of his dismissal?
And what would that be, huh?
That last execution that Mr. Mudgel was responsible for overseeing.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it just keeps coming. I'm sorry. That is really, that's so unfortunate. I'm really sorry. Okay, but now I'm back.
Was it by any chance the professor's?
My thoughts exactly.
I'm sorry, I really am.
Oh, okay. Now I'm good.
But I'm not at liberty to answer that.
I see.
Well, what about Professor Mikotoba? Oh man. Now it's gone, I hope. Professor Mikotoba.
My father came to Britain all those years ago in order to study forensic medicine. But you seem to have been well acquainted.
Oh, okay. We'll get through this, guys. I promise. Oh man. Okay. Okay. There we go.
But at that room, the prison and the seminary had a lot to do with one another. After all,
Oh man. Okay, I have to clean my nose for a second. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. But it should be good now. Finally.
after all, they need fresh courses for forensics research, dear Ken.
Yes, I can imagine.
The advancement of medical science isn't always particularly palatable.
Your father worked in the laboratory just on the far side of the graveyard, in the basement of Sun Sinus. It's still used today.
Sinus? That's come up before, I'm sure.
Yes, that's right. We've been there.
Mikata and I have used to ride in a carriage together and negotiate terms.
For more fresh material, I suppose.
Aye, and we used to sit in here for hours and gabble about dissection of all sorts. Oh, it takes me back. Over a pot of tea and a plate of cough bits, of course.
Oh, charming.
He was a good fellow, your father. Reliable and dead set on his word. But I'm afraid I'll never understand your Japanese.
Because of Genshin Asuki, I suppose.
Well, can I tell you anything else?
Thank you so much for your time, Governor.
Oh, one moment before you're away, Han. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Oh, found it. Here, take this a wee souvenir of your visit to the prison.
What is it?
That's Wigel's dismissal notice. It's 10 years old now, of course.
Oh my, are you sure?
Aye, it's no trouble at all. It's not the original, man.
Wigel's dismissal notice has been entered into the court record. Dismissal notice, the harsh reprimand incurred by Mr. Wigel 10 years ago that resulted in him losing his job as chief warder of Barclay Prison. Thank you very much, Governor Caidin.
Well returned. Do me a favor and never come back here. That case is closed.
Well, I think we ought to return to Baker Street for the time being.
Yes, I agree. We need to report back to Mr. Sholmes with what we found out about Mr. Wigel. What will he tell Mrs. Wigel, I wonder? Well, Caidin is gone. And we checked out everything, right? We could check out everything once more if you wanted to. Let's check out the parrot. Ah, look, we have an opportunity here now while the governor's away.
Listen, Aruda, you could be imprisoned if you were caught.
That's a good point. Perhaps not then. So we can't... Okay. But we have the dialogue. That's something. And before we do anything, let's have a look at the dismissal notice. Notice of dismissal. 25th June, Chief Warder Daily Wigel is relieved of his post with immediate effect for having violated Clause 132 of Her Majesty's Code of Conduct for Prisons. All rights, redundancy pay, and other financial benefits are fully revoked. Reason for dismissal: aiding and abetting the escape from the prison of convict. Just prior to his execution. Interesting. Details of this escape are still being investigated. Full cooperation with inquiries will be expected. Prison Governor Barry Caidin. Additional notes. Indications are that the jailbreak plot was conceived prior to the convict's incarceration. It's believed that the convict engaged in some form of negotiation with prison staff in order to secure assistance. Full disclosure of information regarding these negotiations will be demanded. Interesting. But who is it? Asogi's son? Is it Kazuma's father? Is it Genshin that tried to escape prison? Well, we'll have to find that out in the course. But right now, we're supposed to go back to Sholmes' suite. We have been everywhere and checked out everything. So, we're gonna return here. But, if you had a look at the clock, you will have recognized that this episode has been going on for almost half an hour. We haven't breached the half-hour mark yet, but that's okay. We're about to. And we will have some more dialogue in the next episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Resolve. See you then, guys. See you then.